Yo, what's good? It's Terrell. Just Terrell. So we're doing something a little bit different today. I'm up in the mountains in the north of the island, here in Koh-Phangan. I spent the night here camping with my boy, just reflecting on my life. I turned 29 not that long ago now, and I haven't really had too much time to sit down and think about it. Like, I'm 29, I'm from the UK, yeah, I'm here in Thailand, fighting people, wrapping clubs on fighting every week, making content for you guys. How the fuck did I get here? And this is what we're going to explore today. 29 lessons at 29. 29 life lessons that I've learned that I wish that I knew when I first started this journey that we called life. So this is more for you young bucks. This is more for the guys who are in their early 20s, not really too sure about the direction they want to take or the decisions that they want to make, and I'm here to help you make better decisions. So let's climb up this beautiful mountain and let's fucking get it. Peace.
From the newsroom of WFUCK. This word for Mountain Dew.
Mate, I'm not even at the top of this mountain, bro, and I'm sweating out already. Anyway, boom. Lesson number 1. Control your lust. Use your creative energy for creation, not destruction. Let me tell you this, the mismanagement of our sexual energy is the root of most of our problems. As a young man, growing up in the UK, I struggled with my lust. We're constantly bombarded with booties and titties and all of that stuff 24/7. In addition, we're told with these conflicting beliefs about how to use our sexual energy. Go and conquer loads of women, make loads of money so that you can get more women. Be successful so that you can get more women. Our creative energy is the most powerful energy that we have, yet we're so reckless with it. When I started to become more conscious of how I spent that energy, my love started to improve. And my mind became clear of destructive thoughts, allowing me to focus on the things that actually matter. So yeah, control your lust. Number 2, work like an athlete. As this is a Muay Thai channel, you understand the hard work that it takes to become an elite fighter. You've got to wake up early, go for your runs, stretch, do strength training, do technical training, and even when you're doing the technical training, hone in to the individual techniques to improve them. So as an athlete, we will understand this, but why don't we apply this to other areas of our life? Let's say work, for example. Most people go to their job and do the bare minimum, not improving every day, just performing enough so that they don't get fired. And then they're wondering why they're not improving, why their pay is not increasing, why they're not getting any better, and they're overall dissatisfied. If you treat all areas of your life like you're an athlete, then you're bound to improve in all areas. Number 3, you are what you consume. Be careful what you let into your brain because it's all programming. From the adverts to you watch, from the TV shows, the shorts, all of it is programming. The things that we consume attach itself to our subconsciousness, and then at some point we begin to think that the thoughts that are spawning from our mind are actually our own. Make sure the things that you're consuming are beneficial to the growth and development of your life. I know it sounds corny, but it's enabled me to make the right decisions when time gets stupid hard and I have no one else to turn to but myself. Number 4, consistency is everything. Alright, there's 2 books that I want you to read, The Slight Edge and The Compound Effect. As stated in The Compound Effect is the 8th wonder of the world. The law of compounding interest is something that's extremely powerful, and you won't really understand its power until you've experienced it. Effectively, what it means is if you stay consistent, working on something, taking action every single day, over time, your interest will compound, and therefore your results will be exponential. The greatest battles that we fight in life are won with incremental steps, not a great leap forward. Number 5, become a rare human. Now this one's an interesting one. We like to think that we're unique, but we all seem to do the exact same things as each other. If we're from the same place, we know the same things, we think the same way, and we say the same things. Something that I did, however, when I was growing up was I kind of rejected the social norms. Not that I was a hipster or anything, but when you're really interested in breaking and hip-hop and coding, you're not exactly going to be the most popular person. But as the years passed and I started to dive deeper and deeper into these crafts, I started to realize I know shit and I've seen shit that most people haven't. And the only reason that is because I decided to become a rare human. Learn unique skills and combine all these unique skills to create your unique story. Let's put it this way, it's basic economics. If something is common, it's a commodity. If something is rare, it's of high value. The key to becoming a high value man or a high value person, become rare. Here's a way to become rare for you from an English speaking country. Learn multiple languages. Trust me. Number 6, if you want to be a winner, increase your rate of failure. Now, this one is hard for me personally because I'm going through some shit at the moment. But if I look back in all areas of my life where I'm excelling, it's because I've failed so many times that I understand what not to do. The messages that we've been given about success are just not real. Personally, I don't think people are really honest about how much failure it actually takes to become successful at something. I'm not successful by any means. But the things that I've achieved and how I've achieved them, I've had to fail. It's impossible to do it without it. So if you're an entrepreneur or if you're a competitive athlete, put yourself out there. Keep competing, keep putting out products, keep failing. Because the more that you fail, the more you learn. The more you learn, the more you earn.
Messy.
Oh man, it is hot as a mother. Okay, lesson number 7. Karma is real as fuck. What you put out will come back to you. There's a concept that I learned about when I was going on my spiritual journey, something that I started maybe 2 or 3 years ago. And it's called the Golden Rule. It's a rule that's consistent throughout all religions. Treat others how you would like to be treated. When you live life like this, combined with good, core, solid values, you're putting out positivity into the world, reducing your karmic debt. And as Isaac Newton said, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. But the difference with karma is the positive karma that you get back in return may not be directly correlated to your initial actions. It might seem completely unrelated. So don't go around in this world just doing good things so you can get good things back in return. It doesn't work like that. But just know, as you put out positive karma into this world, genuinely from your core, the universe, it will reward you in due time and in its time. Number 8. Your tests will always be at your level. Now, this is a concept that I find really hard to believe when I'm going through some bullshit. But in hindsight, when I look back at every single thing that I've accomplished, it was a challenge which I thought in a moment that I couldn't overcome. Yet when I worked hard enough and dug deep enough within myself, I figured out a solution. What this lesson has taught me is this: the universe is constantly testing you. And sometimes it feels like the challenges that are presented in front of us are well above our pay grade. But these tests are placed here to pull out the next version of yourself. And in order for you to do that, you need to believe and trust that you can accomplish this, that every problem has a silver lining. Okay, number 9. Strengthen your connection with the universe. Now, this is tightly coupled with the previous lesson. And if you do this, it will make the previous lesson a lot easier to understand and deal with. This physical world that we're operating in isn't really real. Let me explain. We don't actually see the things in front of us. It's just a projection. Our eyes take in light and other information which is processed by our brain and is presented to our consciousness, which we can interpret and understand as the physical world. But note this, you occupy 2 realms at the same time. The astral realm, when you think and you dream and shit, and then the physical realm, what we feel, touch, with the physical senses. Now, because this simulation is so realistic, sometimes you really get grounded in the material, whether that's materialism, whether that's grounded within our body. But as I got older and I realized, hey, this physical world is a bit unpredictable, I started to go within myself, meditating, affirmations, spiritual practices which help me calm my mind in this chaotic world. And with that, I strengthen my connection with the universe. An example of this is my intuition. Coming here to Thailand and fighting Muay Thai, giving up everything, was all an intuition-based decision. Up until that point, I was very, very disciplined with my spiritual practices, and I really, truly believed in the guidance that was presented to me in myself. So if you strengthen your connection with the universe, it will really help you when you're going through tough times and have to make very difficult decisions. Hey yo, this is a fucking workout, blood. Damn. Number 10, how bad do you want it? Speaking of the universe will constantly be asking you this question: how bad do you want it? This question is not asked verbally, like how we communicate, but it's asked by the test that life gives you. Every time you've got a challenge, you need to reframe it as the universe asking you, how bad do you want whatever it is that you're asking for? For example, say you were looking for a new job promotion, and as you're on your path to getting your promotion, you're presented with a lot more responsibility and now a really critical problem that you have to solve. You could take the victim mentality of, oh, woe is me, why does this have to happen to me? Or you could rise to the challenge and think, the universe is testing me to see if I'm worthy of what it is that I'm asking for. Let me rise to prove that I am. Okay, number 11. Guys who build together stay together. If you really want to improve your friendship as a man with other men, don't just hang out and chill with men. The closest friends that I have in my life are the guys in which I've spent time building a project together with them. Whether that's my b-boying friends, when we're training together to get to compete at a really high level competition, or my Muay Thai friends, where we're here at the gym, at the camp, and we're training every day, pushing for our next fights. Or I'd even say the closest friends that I have, the guys that I build businesses with. We've got to talk to each other every day, discuss high level ideas, and constantly push ourselves and keep each other accountable. When you're doing that and you go through highs and lows together, you really build a true bond and friendship that's pretty much irreplaceable. So yeah, don't just hang out with your boys. Do something, build something. Number 12, let it out. You need a physical release for your emotions. Let's not front. Mental health is a serious problem that we all have to deal with. Yet most of us deal with it in ways in which society tells us we should handle our emotions. By suppressing them, by pushing them back, by ignoring them and acting like everything is okay. The problem with this is, if you do this for too long, with too much, you could explode, lose control, and make decisions that you regret. Now trust me, I've been in positions where I've been very emotional. But the thing that's kept me out of trouble is my physical releases. I've had dancing and now I have fighting. Wherein which, if I feel emotions that I cannot express in a traditional manner without getting in trouble, I can rely on my physical releases to be able to express that without these emotions overwhelming me. And it's real as fuck. Breaking has got me through breakups, failing exams, and fighting got me through the hardest time of my life. If I didn't have these things, God knows where I'd be. Alright, one more here before we get to walking it again, because hot. Number 13. You are not your thoughts. Your thoughts are not you. Your thoughts are things. Let me explain. Your emotions are the true reflection of your internal state in that point in time. Now, your emotions quickly get converted into thoughts. Thoughts which sometimes may surprise you. Thoughts that you were surprised that they even came from you. But notice this. Think of it as just shrapnel in the explosion of your emotions and its conversion into thoughts. In that extra debris, there's going to be some dark thoughts. But then it's up to you. It's up to you to choose which thoughts that you identify with and then how you act accordingly. If you spend a lot of time meditating, practicing affirmations, and cementing your values within yourself, it'll be easier for you to identify the thoughts that you want to convert into action and the thoughts that you'd rather just ignore. The first step of this is identifying that you and your thoughts are two separate things. So number 14, community mindset versus individuality mindset. We live in a very individualistic society, and I've grown up my whole life looking out for number one, thinking about my goals, my dreams, how do I achieve that? And for sure, there was a certain amount of time where I was successful, where I was improving a lot in different areas of my life. I'd always hit this plateau where I'd need other people's help and guidance, and I wouldn't ask for it. Now, coming here to Koh-Phangan, I adopted a community mindset. For me to be able to stay out here and do the things that I'm doing, I can't do it alone. There's way too much to do. So for me, I had to lose my ego and start to rely on my community to help me in times of need. In order for me to do that, I have to contribute to my community for them to want to help me when I'm in a time of need. I.e., they want me to stay rather than they want me to leave. I'm a complement to the community rather than a burden. This is why it's important that you adopt a community mindset rather than an individual one. You never know when you can be in a time of need. Number 15, just over halfway. As above, so below. Your external environment and circumstances is a reflection of your internal state. This is something that I learned a bit later on in my 20s, and it explained a lot of things that used to happen to me which I thought was unfair or unjust, where in which maybe I'd work hard at something and I wasn't really seeing the results that I thought I deserved, whereas other people who I thought didn't work as hard as me were seeing those results. The problem was with my internal state, because of the way that I viewed myself and the language in which I used to describe myself. My external environment reflected that. See, if I didn't treat myself with respect, other people wouldn't treat me with respect. If I didn't stand up for myself, then there's no reason for other people to stand up for yourself. For you need to construct a really strong, solid, positive internal state, and your external state will reflect that over time. Now, this is a nice tangent onto number 16. Sticks and stones will break your bones, but your words will make or break you. The language which you use to describe yourself will dictate your reality. So you need to be very careful with the words that you use to describe yourself, because that's the lens in which you and others will view yourself. For example, if I keep saying to myself that I can't do this, it's too hard, I'm too broke, I'm too small, I'm not strong enough, these words will manifest into thoughts, which will manifest into actions. And if the words that you're using to describe yourself aren't congruent with your goals, then you won't achieve them, simply because of what you say about yourself. You change your language, you change your life. Okay, number 16. This one is going to be with a story time. If you don't ask, the answer is always no. When I was a student at university, this was second year, we were tasked with finding a placement for the third year. I was doing a game programming course at university, so I wanted to work at a games company. But it would be very, very hard, as there's a lot of competition for software engineers to get into games companies for their work experience. I had this module in uni, I think it was like software and hardware optimization or something. The guy that was lecturing us was speaking about a student who got work experience at Sony. They were working for one of their subsidiary companies, working on the game development tools for PS4 and PSVR. So he was speaking about he was going to go to Bristol to go and see this student at the company and visit him to see how his work experience was going. And out of impulse, I just shot my hand up, and he was just like,
"Yo, what's good?"
And I asked him like, "Can I come with you?" And I remember everyone in the class was looking at me like, "What the fuck are you even asking?" And he looked me dead in the eye and he was like,
"Sure."
And long story short, I went to Bristol with him, ended up starting my application process for my placement year much earlier than everybody else. And I think by one more month, I'd had my placement sorted for the next year. So I was chilling. So yo, the moral of the story is, if you don't ask, the answer is always no. Okay, number 17, leave it all on the table. Whatever it is that you're doing in your life, make a commitment to be a tryhard. Whatever you do, no matter your level, be enthusiastic about it. Fake it until you become it. When you commit yourself to going full force, giving your full effort to the task that you complete, you give yourself permission to fail, and therefore you give yourself permission to learn. If you give it your all, you fail, and then you learn, you are miles ahead of the guys who don't even try. Okay, number 18. Belief in yourself is the most important thing for your growth. This is tightly coupled with the rule about the words that you use. The words that you use to fuel you needs to fuel belief within your soul. If you don't believe that you can achieve what it is that you're trying to accomplish, no matter how hard you work, no matter how hard you try, you're not going to accomplish it simply because you don't believe in your core that you're worthy of achieving it. This is something that personally has held me back for so many years, especially in my early 20s. I'd worked so hard, but I didn't believe that I was worthy of the result that I was gunning for. Once I let go of those self-limiting beliefs and I started to believe in myself, my environment around me started to change. Number 20 is a little bit more fun. There are many ways to get fit. For me, I didn't find gym very interesting. Just pumping weights for the sake of it isn't really fun, but I knew that I wanted to stay in shape my whole life, which is something that I have accomplished. And the way in which I've done that is that I've found activities which I really enjoy doing, which also forces me to be super fit if I want to become high level at it. For example, breaking. If I want to become a high level b-boy, I need to be super flexible, mad strong, and many other things. This has forced me to be very conscious about the food that I eat, what I consume. I don't drink alcohol, the sleep that I get, and all this is because I wanted to become a high-level dancer. 21. Monkey branch. Don't be stupid and take unnecessary risks. Monkey branching is a concept where when monkeys swing from one branch to another, they don't let go of the branch they're currently holding until they firmly secured the next branch they're going to swing to. Now you take that concept and apply that to the majority of things in your life. You want to start your own business, you're done with your 9-to-5 job. A stupid thing would be to just give up everything off rip and go and pursue that. The smart thing to do would be to do your research and set yourself up for the best chances of success while simultaneously keeping the thing that's keeping you secure. Once you feel secure that you can take the leap, then take the leap. Don't just do it off of impulse. Okay, number 22. Don't rely on the kindness of others. It will always expire. We all go through rough times, I understand that. And sometimes you're going to need to rest your head on the shoulder of a friend. A friend in need is a friend indeed, right? Wrong. Use this extremely sparingly. If you rely on others, you therefore put your burdens on their shoulders. As the result of that, the weight after some time gets too much to bear. And then that friend in need can transform and no longer be a friend indeed. Instead, they're resentful and they're bitter and downright upset at you for putting your problems on them. So yeah, it's okay to ask for help, but as soon as you do, just note that a time bomb is ticking and you need to make sure that you can take that weight off of their shoulders as quick as possible. Alright, 23. Treat yourself like a business. Another book recommendation for you, Managing Oneself by Peter Drucker. Effectively, this book speaks about how to treat yourself like a business and to manage one accordingly. The first thing that he says is, what gets measured gets managed. If you want to improve in anything in your life, you need to track it. Whether that's your finances, your health, and believe it or not, even relationships. The more data points that you track, the more control that you have over the direction of your life, just like a business. 24. Improve your financial literacy. Book recommendation, again, The Millionaire Fastlane. Something DeMarco, I forgot his name, but The Millionaire Fastlane, I'll put the link here. Now, this book was very pivotal for me because it taught me the difference between the time for money mindset and the value for money mindset. Once I understood these two concepts, it allowed me to make a very distinct choice of how I wanted to live my life and how I want to make my money. Long story short, when you exchange time for money, you get paid in relation to the amount of hours of work that you do, and there'll always be a cap on that. In addition, you're not rewarded for more effort. For example, when I was younger, I worked for a shoe store, and I remember I was in university at the time, and I was trying to make extra money over the summer, which could support me during my studies. So this one week, I decided to just go ham, sell as many shoes that I could possibly sell, and really put in that extra effort. And I did. I sold so many shoes actually, that I sold enough shoes in 1 week to pay my whole year's worth of tuition. And yet, what did I get in return for this? A pat on the back, and I was on the top of the leaderboard for the week. It was in that moment I was like, fuck this. This is not how I want to live my life. If I put in extra work and extra effort, I expect to be rewarded accordingly. So when I adopted the value for money mindset, it changed the way that I approached the problems that I wanted to solve. See, for value for money, you get paid in relation to the value you provide for the problems that you solve. So effectively, if you solve a problem well, you'll be rewarded and compensated accordingly. For me personally, I think that's a better way to live life. And that starts with understanding finances. Okay, number 25. Every cloud has a silver lining. I know I've kind of mentioned this stuff before, but I can't drill this home enough. No matter how dark a cloud is, no matter how stormy, how chaotic, there's always, if you look hard enough, a silver lining. Something positive that you can take out of the situation that will help you overcome said problems and therefore elevate yourself and your life. The thing is, it's super hard to see this when you're going through the stormy cloud. This is where mindfulness and control of your emotions is super... Yo, my bad, my camera overheated. But yeah, what that allows you to do is to take yourself emotionally out of the problem and relying on rational thinking rather than jumping to an emotional conclusion. Number 26, build your body and mind in tandem. Now, something that's really helped me optimize my day is that I split my days in two. I have the time where I have my physical activity and I have the time where I have my mental activity. If you want to pursue becoming a high-level athlete, but also want to pursue a career in software engineering or something that requires a high level of knowledge, you can do that. I mean, I did. Sure, it does take some sacrifices. If you're going to do this, then you're not going to really have too much time to be out partying or socializing too much. Sure, you can socialize, especially if the activity that you choose to keep yourself fit involves a community, i.e. martial arts, football, dancing. But when your body is resting from all that physical exertion, it's time to train your mind. Hit the books, get to work, and trust me, by the time that you're my age, you'll be thanking me. You want to be high level in all areas, not just honed in on one. Number 27. Life is The Sims, specifically Sims 2. Let me explain. I used to play The Sims 2 a lot growing up, one of my favorite games, but I didn't like to cheat with it. It was no fun when you put in cheats and you have loads of money and things were easy. No, I wanted to figure out how to become the best at everything, doing it the right way. And one thing that I learned is that everything is a skill. Anything that I wanted to achieve within my game, my sim had to get better at specific skills in order to achieve them. And as I got older, I started to realize the correlation between The Sims and life. Everything is a skill. Everything can be learned. And in order for my sims to get better and learn the skills, they had to do one thing: sit their ass down and get to work. And sure, if my sim's not in a good mood, it's a lot harder to do that. And it's the same with us. We try to sit down and get to work when maybe the pressure is mounting and we're stressed out. And we're not treating it as a gradual process, a 1% better each day. Take your time, get better, and keep trying. Keep trying to improve yourself in all facets of life. Number 28, we're almost there. You are the most valuable investment. The power of investing in yourself. When I was growing up and I earned money, I did used to spend a lot of it, but I didn't spend my money on normal things. I didn't really like to get new clothes or to go out, and I didn't party and I didn't drink. But one thing I did like to do is invest in myself. I bought a lot of courses, I bought a lot of books, I bought a lot of experiences. Things that gave me knowledge, insights, and experiences that were not common to people at my age. That therefore enabled me to take more risks in my life with confidence, as I have the experience and the knowledge to back it. As a youngster, keep investing in yourself. It may not seem like the investment is paying off in the present moment. I sure felt like that when all of my friends were going out and partying and having a good time, and I was practicing making YouTube videos or working on my coding business. In the moment, I used to think, why am I putting myself through these things? But as time went on, I started to understand the power of this investment. And it's enabled me to live experiences that the majority of people would never. And all that's because of the power of investing in yourself. And last but not least, number 29, 1% better each day. This life game is a marathon, not a sprint. You're not going to achieve your goals in a great leap forward. It's going to be a sequence of consistent steps forward. And sure, your path, your journey will not be linear. We don't go through life just winning and winning and winning and winning. We go up, we go down, left, right, side to side. Life is more like a roller coaster ride, to be honest. But just know, no matter what, that you're putting your best foot forward and trying your best to improve and learn lessons, becoming 1% better each day. As I stated before, the compound effect is very real, the eighth wonder of the world. You keep getting 1% better each day, it will explode into something exponential. You've just got to believe in yourself and trust the process. Big love. Now time to go fucking back down this shit. Peace. Yo, so that's it. 29 lessons at 29. I hope you guys took value from today's video. All this stuff came from the heart, came from experience. And all in all, life is nothing but a big lesson, and we're all here to learn. Speaking of learning, hey yo, shout out to the Just Warriors in the new school community. Got about 20 of you guys in there now, and holy shit, it's been dope. Everybody in there has been struggling with their flexibility, so we've been running loads of flexibility challenges and working on our flexibility together. Got some brand new stretching content in the school, and we're going to be moving on to more goal setting and goal achieving. So if you're interested in working with me to improve your fighting and just level the fuck up, link in the description. Go check it out, and I'll catch you man soon. Peace.